Today I'm filming a video about why I don't like reading books in a series. This obviously video, if you can't tell, is different than my, typical book haul wrap-up video, but this is something I've wanted to address for a while now, and people always ask me about this when I try to tell them and explain this to them, so I decided to make a whole video about it, and if I'm looking down, it's because my computer's over here and I made some notes about what I'd like to address in this video. First thing on my list I want to address is that I really respect and love books that can be told in a single story, and I know that some people, again, try not to criticize me and hate on what I think the reasons why I don't read books in a series. Just kind of have this an open mind, just listen to what I'm saying, and you can weigh on what you think, but just try to keep as open-minded as you can if you are someone who absolutely is a die-hard series person. I get that. I think that I really respect books that are told in one single story. I think that's a lot of times multiple books can be told in a single story. They're just not, like, I was watching some booktuber who the first book in a series was 200 something pages and the second book in a series was 200 something pages, and those books could have easily been combined into one. It would have been a little bit of a larger book, but it could have been combined into one and it could have been done then. Also, this is going to get a lot of probably hate for me saying this, but sometimes I think that authors make more than one book in a series because it's a way also to make money. Like, it's, and I understand that. I'm not saying authors make a ton of money, so I get that sometimes that might be honestly why they do it, and I'm just saying that sometimes I think it's more of a money thing rather than a please the reader type of thing. And I feel like in today's world there's so many books that are a series, like you have to be a series reader now to read a lot of the books that people are in love with, and I think that there should be some books that are also just one book in a series and they can be enjoyed and they can be loved and it can stop after that one book. Also, I think it's frustrating to be a series reader because sometimes you have to wait for the next book in a series, and by the time that next book is out you might not even remember what happened in the first book, and I get, there are book synopses and stuff like that, but there's sometimes where there's like inside jokes or something mentioned in the second or third book in a series that you might not remember, and there's not really any way to like read a summary about that. Sometimes, like currently I'm reading After You and I just read Me Before You, and there's sometimes where I even forget some things happened to Me Before You and I literally just read Me Before You. Like I read it like earlier in the month, but it wasn't that long ago and I should remember this stuff, but it's hard in today's world to remember everything that happens in a series. One thing I don't mind though is companion novels. For example, Anna and the French Kiss, Lil and the Boy Next Door, Isla and the Happily Ever After. I think that's what it's called. Whatever. Those books, you get what I'm saying. I don't mind those if they're companion series because you don't have to, remember every single detail that happens in Anna and the French Kiss. Like, I think the characters show up in each of the different books, but you don't have to remember, the whole plot line of each book. I like companion novels, so that I'm okay with. Also, maybe again, this is probably me. Some of you out there might relate. Some of you might think this is ridiculous I'm about to say this, but I literally get anxiety when I'm about to start reading a series. For example, I know Woody Novels is obsessed with Shatter Me series, so I told myself I'm going to read the Shatter Me series to see what this is all about, because I know a lot of people are obsessed with this series, and there's so many like jokes and stuff on Twitter about the Shatter Me series and the characters in it, and I literally picked up Shatter Me and I started to get anxiety. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I have to read all 3 books. What if I actually hate the first book? And if you know me, I can't not finish a book. I don't know how to just put a book down. So once I'm starting the series, like, I have to go all the way, and that's probably something that is part of the reason why I can't read series. And a lot of you are like, well, that makes sense. Like, a lot of the reason you can't read a series is because you're afraid you won't finish it. And then some of you out there are like, if I don't like a book, I just don't read it. But I can't do that. I have to read it no matter how awful the book is. The only book, this is gonna get a lot of backlash if I even say this, but the one book that I literally could not force myself to finish was To Kill a Mockingbird. And I know there are people out there who that's their favorite book in the entire world, and it's my mom's own favorite book in the entire world, and I still haven't read it. So there's definitely something in it for me if I read it. But anyway, that's a whole side note. But yeah, I'm just afraid that I won't be able to finish it, and I have to finish it. So once I started, I'm in it for the long haul. But even reading Me Before You, I got a little bit of anxiety because I was like, now I have to read the next book, and oh my gosh, what if I actually don't like this book? And even though, again, I have so many people who I trust and we literally have the same exact book taste who are in love with Me Before You, and it still was scary to me. And one of my best examples of why I can't read series is I have Divergent series. I literally have the whole box set under my bed right now, and I just have not. And I've had the first book in the Divergent series for like 4 or 5 years, and my friend was like, you need to pick it up so we can fangirl together. And I was like, yeah, of course. Bought the bookstore, never touched it since then. And I have a friend who is absolutely obsessed with Divergent and always wants me to read it, but again, it's hard to make that 4-book commitment, and I know it's a book that's like fantasy, sci-fi, and that's not my genre. Like, I don't like books in that series. It's hard to do that for me, so I don't know. Maybe I need to find some contemporary romance series, which I do have, like, for example, the Anna and the French Kiss books, the Jenny Han series that she has. Like, I don't know, it's a lot for me. And I know a lot of people out there have, like, 4 or 5 unfinished series at a time, and I could not do that. Could not. I don't know how people do it. I'm impressed that you can do it, but literally once I start a series, I have to finish it. And all the books for me have to be out in the series before I even start a series. Those are my main reasons why I did this. There are probably other reasons out there, and if you have any other reasons why you do or don't love series, please comment them down below. I'd love to hear them all. But with that, since I've made this whole video about why I don't read series, if you could leave your comments about what your absolute favorite series are based on what I've said and what you know of me as a reader, please let me know what book series you think I would enjoy or could, tackle, or series that I won't even realize are a series. I'll be so obsessed with the storyline. But if you have any series comments or just any series that you absolutely love, please comment them down below because I would love to read them and love to hear about them. That is all I have for you today, and I will see you next time.